Hey everyone, special guest in the Ready State Studios. We have Caroline Bear the Bear, aka Bear Starsky, Starrett here. Now you may notice something's going on with her leg. And so what we're gonna try to do here in this little series is talk about how we as a family have managed an ankle fracture and what Caroline knows about that and how really the rubber hits the road. So tell us what happened after you broke your ankle. You broke your ankle mountain biking and they just cast it and it was fine because it was just a sprain?
No, so it happened around 2 weeks ago, and it was around a week where I had to get an MRI, and I went in for a bunch of appointments. And
they were worried it was near your growth plate, but what ended up being the real problem?
The real problem was
You had an avulsion fracture.
Yes.
It means you ripped off a chunk of the bone off your ankle. So the ligaments were so strong, Olympic lifting, water polo, but you ripped it off the bone because you're going through this. So what did they do? They put in 2
screws in my ankle to stabilize the bone, and then now I am in a splint to, I believe, keep the incision safe, and then I'm getting a boot on Thursday.
Boom, 13-year-old, explain it down. Now you're on crutches.
Yep.
All day long you're moving around. At home you have a scooter, which I love because you're weight bearing through the knee, so you're not just off that hip. But what are you doing to manage pain? How are you managing swelling, congestion?
The H-wave.
There you go. So tell me about your use of the H-wave, because what we want people to understand is that one of the problems post-surgery on ankles is that they are always down in gravity and they stay congested and healing gets disrupted because the tissue is so congested. In fact, one of the reasons Caroline is in this splint and not a boot or a cast is that there's usually a lot of post-surgical swelling, and that cocktail down there makes it really difficult for that bone to knit together because we have so much garbage in and we're not bringing the groceries in, garbage out.
Yeah.
So tell me how you're managing to pump in your day-to-day.
Well, day-to-day around now, I just sleep with the H-wave on. Sometimes the pads come off, but that's just because I move around a lot in my sleep. But in the beginning, I would, especially on the weekends, I would just be laying in bed and I'd be on that while watching.
So you can't access the leg. Where are you putting the pads?
I am putting the pads on my thigh and my calf where I can, and occasionally closer to my kneecap.
Do you feel like is this technology that is scary, or is it intuitive? You can set up and get a pump that feels comfortable?
Yeah. Sometimes I have to go all the way up to 9. And then it's like a regular pump, but then sometimes I'm at like 6 to 7. But it's usually around there.
Tell me, have you had a lot of pain with this?
No, it does not hurt.
That's pretty amazing. All right, so the idea here, first and foremost, is after surgery, when we have immobilized a joint or a tissue system, it is important that we continue to think about congestion. Leg on your back, you got your leg up, your mom was making you elevate while I was traveling, you were pumping like mad, and subsequently we're able to sort of stay ahead. And it's gonna feel like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But when we see ankles, feet, these kinds of problems where the leg is dependent, i.e. down below the heart all day long, can be really congested and limits healing. Remember, Caroline's not a fast healer. If we could harness her body at age 13, we could pay a lot of money and make a lot of money off of that healing properties. But you either heal at the rate of a human being or you heal slower. And by having this non-threatening input into the system, by getting her to decongest, we can at least set her up for a maximum healing response. All right, part 2 coming.